of drama. It's not actually in the notes, but I remembered about it. Drama in the sim racing world with
yes,
Max Verstappen was racing in, what was it, the iRacing 24 Hours of something.
No, Jamie, if you're gonna, do you want me just to tell the story?
You can do it. You know more than me.
So, it was virtual Le Mans this weekend, and I don't know whether you know about this as well, Jamie, but virtual Le Mans, $250,000 prize pool, basically is strapped to this race. It means quite a lot for sim racers, for those big teams, everything like that. Now, I think if my counting's correct, they've done 4 of these races now on R Factor, including this weekend. 3 of them have been DDoSed at some point or another. It was only last year's race that didn't.
Right.
It's just been an absolute disaster. So like you said, Max Verstappen, he's come out saying he's not going to do it again. Completely fair enough. The problem, one of the many problems with it, of course, was they've come out going, it's not fair, it should never have been DDoSed, one streamer must have leaked the IP. You could access the IP address on Steam. It was literally right there. I could literally go on there right now and find the IP address if I wanted. Like, that's just how R-Factor 2 servers work. You can just find IP addresses for any server you like.
It's
pretty much
a bit
immediately.
Ridiculous. But anyway, Verstappen obviously had this. Was it a disconnect for his team?
Yes. Well, he had screen freezes first of all, and then a disconnect. So he didn't even bin it himself this year. He got wrecked by the game this time round.
And then people have been obviously discussing. I saw Romain Grosjean offered his opinion that it's just like a mechanical
the opinion
DNF.
Is strong. Do you know why he said that, Jamie?
Well, because he's sponsored, isn't he? Or he's got an esports team.
He's paid fat paychecks by Motorsport Game to be a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
So of course he's going to back them up. I mean, I don't know how much else about you. I mean, you've set me off on the rant now, Jamie, about Motorsport Games. It's a nightmare. Honestly, it's an absolute nightmare. They've bought out so many licenses. We were meant to be getting an IndyCar game and a NASCAR game this year. Both of them have been scrapped. We're meant to get a British touring car game at some point. There's no sign of that coming anytime soon. They've just lobbed the cars into R Factor, so no one that ever wants to use it on console gets a chance. Basically what they've done is they've gone round paying off motorsport companies to buy out exclusivity deals and then can't build a game around them. They're just absolutely pooing on the floor. And it's so frustrating. So frustrating.
Yeah,
because
especially if
iRacing
your job is
could do a decent job.
Especially if your job is to make content on F1 games or motorsport games.
Well, F1's alright, luckily.
Must be pretty
it seems like F1 is one of the only places untouched by it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a few mates that make NASCAR gameplay videos, and like they've said, like they're basically now not expecting a game in 2023 either. So they're having to play like NASCAR games from like 5 years ago. Like, imagine if we had to jump back onto F1 20. Actually, I'd love that.
Yeah, that'd be
F1
great.
2016. We'd be balling. But like, I mean, if you look at the stock price as well.
Oh,
for
I saw
motorsport
that.
Games,
Absolutely
so
tanked.
I'll let you into a secret, Jamie. I actually own stock in Motorsport Games.
Oof, that's poor.
I bought it a long time ago. I think I spent it was nothing major. I think I spent like 50 quid on it or something like that.
And what's it
My
worth now? About
£50
5p?
is worth about £5.
Nice.
I'm down 90% since
Decent.
I bought it. Their stock price in the last year has gone from $36 down to $3.
Nice.
And their stock price since they started, which was only midway through 2021, so it's currently at $3.93, Jamie. Can you guess what it started at?
Probably about like $3.
Nope.
Oh, it started high. I don't even know. I don't know how stocks work.
They opened share prices, the original share prices that were publicly tradable, $350.
What on earth?
Imagine
Who bought
you
any of
bought
them?
in at $350. But at the time, they were signing deals left, right, and
I
centre.
suppose, yeah, they were promised a
It
lot.
did
didn't
go
they?
above 350 on launch day, I'm pretty certain. I think it peaked out at about 370 on launch day.
Fair. Well, that is definitely not stonks.
It is
so
not stonks.
Unfortunate for anyone who happens to own shares in motorsport games. I wouldn't know any of
Whichever
them
morons
people.
buy
Yeah, who
shares
would
in
do
motorsport
that?
games. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just... I feel this is why I'm allowed to be passionate about it, because I'm part of the... Well, I don't want to be associated with the company. I own a share of the company. But it's just an absolute... I don't want to swear. I don't want to swear on the show, but
No,
it is
don't do it.
such a disaster. everything that's going on with it. And I mean, Virtual Le Mans as well, of course. You don't really sim race much anymore, I know. But I mean, we only met each other through sim racing. Like that's like we wouldn't be doing this now.
That's why I stopped.
Exactly, yeah. So you won't meet more morons like me who buy shares in motorsport games. But I mean, that was nearly 7 years ago now. Like sim racing does genuinely bring people together. You create friendships through it. And motorsport games, like a lot of people will have tuned into Virtual Le Mans this year because they'll have been new into Formula 1 and they thought, I haven't got much else to do over the winter. Formula E, don't know what that is, don't want to watch. I'll watch Max Verstappen tear it around Le Mans. And he obviously, Max, quite rightly, spent a lot of the time just moaning because it completely screwed him. Like he said, it wouldn't surprise me because we both know how just ridiculously dedicated he is to sim racing. Whether he pretty much got home from Abu Dhabi at the end of last year, took a few days off and just went straight into practicing for this. Like, he will have spent a good month and a half practicing. And just for it to get taken away through no fault of his own. As well, they were changing the rules as the race went on, so I can't remember which team it was.
He's probably quite used to that, isn't he?
Well, I'm sure, yeah, sometimes it works for him, sometimes it doesn't. But, like, for example, other teams, if they disconnected, they were allowed their laps back. Red Line weren't, for whatever reason. They simply were told, yeah, you're not getting your laps back, you're disconnected, you're out of it.
The race director must be a Hamilton fan.
Well, possibly with a bit of luck. But it just... frustrating, beyond belief. Just everything that went on with it. And it just puts a dampener on sim racing. Motorsport games are simply not good for the community at the moment. They desperately need to work out what's going on, or just... I mean, they're not going to give another company a chance, because, of course, why ever would they?
Why would they?
Everyone will just flock back to iRacing, and they'll absolutely just wipe the floor with them. I mean, iRacing's not perfect. They get issues with DDoS attacks and things like that in the past, but it's a lot better than R-Factor. And I don't want to say that because I'm not a fan of how dominant iRacing is in the scene either. I want to see more games getting a fair shot at things.
Yeah. Well, that was a nice rant.
To add to that,
I appreciate it. I have nothing to add. I haven't played an F1 game in probably about 2.5 years.